Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ria's Route, the finale in Kinkoi, going through to that final scene that we haven't seen yet at the end of Sylvie's Route. But first, I want to actually have a look at the very end of Sylvie's Route where Ria is talking and all about the two of them and where she comes into the party, because there's a lot of stuff I feel like I would benefit from looking back about Ria talking, because there's so much we know about Ria now that we don't then, if that makes sense. So this is more just kind of looking through this.
All right.
And then the final scene.
And then naturally, the way everyone listened quietly was what made one worthy of the title diva. It was a beautiful song. Someone with piss-poor music grades like me couldn't possibly evaluate anything to do with the pitch or octave, nor even understand them, but it was beautiful. That was all. Her song was elevated with the support of Sylvie's performance on the piano, which was said to be one of the foremost in the world. It, of course, left an outstanding impact on all of the students as well. For someone who played music like Cheka, it was sure to be a good experience. It was something lovely, without question. Ria. I'd never stopped being a Maria Bishop fan, even after discovering her true identity. And her gaze turned this way for an instant. She was looking right at me. Was she singing at me? Couldn't be. I was obviously being overly self-conscious. But I was happy. When the song was over, Maria quietly got down up from the stage. Sylvie stood up as well, and they both gave each other a bow. The venue was silent, almost as if everyone had forgotten how to applaud. The students were simply spellbound by the comfortable reverberation that lingered in their earlobes. What dispelled the hypnosis we were under was... Oh. It was gentle, but they high-fived. Not the best of etiquette, to be sure. Everyone was so startled that the magic instantly faded. So I guess part of the reason that she could have been looking at him so intently during the song was, it's the fruition of her plan, but also we realized that she had those feelings for him all along.
Yeah. Well, also, it makes me go back and think, okay, we know that the reason that she was practicing constantly and really wearing down her health even more,
Yeah.
it was going to go down no matter what, but she was it still didn't help that she was, kind of burning the candle at both ends.
Right.
Was because she wanted to do this with Sylvie. That was
her
very,
long-term
very
goal,
important.
yeah.
Yeah. So it makes me wonder if in this route, the same thing kind of happens, where really her health just starts to decline after this.
Well, and it probably was declining before this when you think about it, but we weren't there to know of it.
Exactly, because that's why she is asleep the vast majority of her day.
But at the same time, another factor though, the whole incident with her walking into the lake, that didn't happen on this timeline.
That's true.
Because,
so maybe that helps.
Well, it probably did, because that was kind of a catalyst for the first wave of hospitalizations that she had.
Yeah.
We all hurried to clap.
ありがとうございました。皆様、もう一度拍手を。
I was sure one of the performers would say a few words, but there was no way that was happening given Maria's personality and the risk of her identity being revealed. So she took her leave.
堪能しましたか?
Also her exhaustion, as we now know.
Yeah, because actually, even before, she could not have done more than one. In her route, she could not do more than one song.
Right.
Like, that was the limit.
That was probably the same for this.
Oh, man. There's so much that when you think about, her sleeping all day, her stuff like where she even mentions with the song thing, like she doesn't like performing in public, so she only does like one song.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she doesn't do concerts, but then you find out that it's really because she really can't.
Yeah, she doesn't have the stamina for it.
Oh, man. Yeah.
それはよかった。姫様もずっと楽しみにしておりました。自分と彼女の合作をあなたにお届けするのを。
I see.
So this performance was directed at me?
愛されてるね、オーロ。
We have no idea.
結構なことですわ。ちょっと焼けますけど。
But you see now, Jokasaki's not having the same reaction, so it does make me wonder if her health isn't as poor at this point in time.
Yeah, you might be right, where it's like the real hit there was the lake, and then everything kind of goes from there. And maybe she's doing a little bit better in this one.
That could be. There was a wide array of reactions. As for me, I was a little bashful. As much of a happy occurrence as it was.
何でも小さい頃約束なさったそうですね。いつか二人がもっと上手にできるようになったら、その時は二人でと。
Did they?
市松殿の発案と聞きましたよ。彼女は歌がお上手だから、いつか一緒にと。
But we still don't know what an organ is.
Huh?
ええ、それもシルビー様から伺っております。オーロったら自分が言ったのに覚えていないのよと。
I'm sorry.
I really had forgotten a bunch of stuff, if I did say so myself, and everyone else does too.
オーロくんったら昔のことすぐ忘れるもんね。
That's to be expected. We're talking about a decade ago.
大事なことは覚えとこうよ。
We're trying.
何気にすごい約束するとかしてるんじゃない？実は昔すでにシルビーと結婚の約束してたとか。
Well, actually.
Well,
There was nothing that definite. Even though they had made wedding rings.
シルビア様は知らないけど、オーロくんと結婚するって言ってた子ならいたよね。
ああ、恥ずかしいことされたから責任取ってって。
huh? Was there someone like that?
相馬殿ではないですよね。
違います。確か。
恥ずかしいことされたから結婚って、下品な女ね。
Oh. So it was you. Oh.
It absolutely was. That is something I think I may have noticed, but I didn't really put together as much.
Well, we didn't get the explanation until basically the end of Ria's route.
Okay, so yes, that's probably going to be a major factor in their in her route. I mean.
Oh, absolutely.
ダメだ。地味な子だったから名前が出てこない。
Oh, that line is so much funnier now.
That's enough meddling in my past.
And then.
オーロ。
Hey, you got changed?
ええ、仕事はおしまい。ここからは楽しむのがメインだから。
あまり羽目を外しすぎぬよ。
Jello shots.
リアちゃんが制服着てるって何気にレアかも。
はあ？まあ寮の中でしか会わねえからな。
I saw her like this all the time when I visited the roof, but it was apparently rare for anyone else.
You changed too, huh?
あっちの格好じゃ騒ぎになるだろう。
You got changed, huh?
なんだよ。
I wanted to see you dressed that way a little longer.
Ria life still held majorly destructive force against me.
諦めろ。シルビー、ここって喫煙室ある？
She wasted absolutely no time picking back up the habit.
あったかしら？
ありますが、案内はできません。
ち。
It would obviously be awful if they let her smoke in her uniform.
シルビア様。
So I think
シルビーでいいったら。
the next part Ria appears in is the dance at the end.
すべてが私のゴールデンタイムよ。やられたわ。まったく庶民のくせに。何よ、嬉しそうに。
いや。ずっとこの光景を夢見てたから。
Well, there we go. We knew that's exactly what she had been hoping for.
Yeah, it rings so much different
Yeah, it does.
watching it a second time than the first, where you're just like, oh, she's the best wingman in the world, and she's just happy, and oh.
But I mean, it's still true that she is, though, because
Oh, no,
she's
she is.
foregoing her own happiness for her best friends.
Yeah.
小さい頃出会った男の子とお姫様は大きくなったら再会して、そしていつまでも幸せに暮らしましたとさ。
But you do completely miss the nuance of how she feels. She does a really good job of hiding it.
Yeah, she does. And I just keep thinking back to her route where she says what she wanted, which is this. She's like, I wanted this to work out, and then I could just fade back into the darkness.
Yeah.
それで俺は最後にこう言う。めでたしめでたし。
あら、マリア、起きちゃったの？
Huh. Well, I guess the black hair gene was dominant after all. Where did the
Also,
eyes come from?
I was actually about to say, also, she got Ria's eyes.
That's
It's
interesting.
It's like she is the reincarnation of
Ria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which might be actually what it is. Actually. Like,
Oh.
maybe. I
That
don't
would
know,
be
but
interesting.
It would be.
You may be right.
まだお仕事。外交官って大変みたいね。
そっか、残念。夢のお話がしたかったのに。
夢？
今ね、夢を見たの。お父様とお母様がダンスしてる夢。なんだか二人ともちょっとお若かったような。とっても素敵な夢なのよ。
Wow, that gives a lot of weight to your theory.
Yeah.
そうね。それはとっても素敵。
I wonder too, like, so this is a final scene that only happens after you've done Ria's route, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, like, you know, like Ria's route is the route, right? It's the
Yes.
golden route.
It is.
But I wonder, like, in some way, does Sylvie's route, like, Sylvie's route leads here, logically, right? Like,
Yes.
they get married, they have a kid. But then also, that's how Ria's route realistically ends too. So I wonder,
yeah.
like, assuming, like, you think of them as two parallel timelines, do they actually converge at a certain point? Like, there's a common route, then they split, and then they come back. And, like, if you think about it like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause, though, is if she has the dream of he and Sylvie dancing at the party, then that
Yeah.
nullifies the dance that he and Ria shared.
Correct. Which means it could actually just be a dream in that timeline. Like, she's just dreaming it. But in this one, she's actually remembering from another, like, previous life.
That could be. Unless, as a child, and with it being a dream, there was some sort of situation, because technically Ria's hair is Sylvie's hair.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you would have to describe the situation or the circumstances of the dance more.
Yeah, actually, when I think about it, yeah, because... Yeah.
Interesting.
オーラと出会って今日までのすべては本当に素敵だったわ。出会って恋に落ちてオーラは毎日かっこよくて本当よ、いつでもかっこよくいてくれたわ。
はいはい。お父様がかっこいいってお母様の口癖だわ。何回も聞きました。
And it's still true.
そうね。
Shush, you're at work.
マリア、そろそろコンサートの時間だわ。
ほんとだ。準備しなくちゃ。
ぐーぐー寝ていたけれど、喉の調子はいいかしら。
平気よ。ちょうどいいくらい。今がちょうどゴールデンタイムよ。
さあ、じゃあ今日も素敵な時間を奏でましょうね。
金色ラブリッチ。
Okay, that pretty much cements the reincarnation theory.
Yeah, basically. Oh, also, go to the gallery.
Oh, okie doke. Pop, pop, pop.
I remember we need to do
Wait.
this. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh.
That's why Sylvie cut her hair.
Yeah, that's right, because the way... Okay, yeah.
And she said she had wanted to do it for the wedding, so it wasn't like, I
Yep.
wish I had it. Was that's what I wanted.
Yep, that's exactly... Wow.
Oh.
I think this might be my favorite CG in the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. Right in the feels. Mm.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow. Okay. I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, me neither. All right. So that is, I believe, everything
Yeah, I think,
done. Yeah. Because we didn't have that CG before. We didn't have that one. Yeah.
Yep, you were right. Wow. Oh. I really thought I was done with those heavy feelings of this one. I mean, it was sweet. I have many many timeline questions, but I have the feeling it's going to get paradoxical, especially since we established that there's a time loop as part of the main storyline.
Yeah. There's so many neat, there's so many neat things this game does, which it doesn't have to do.
Yeah.
Number one, be good. It didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But then,
that's true.
it pays off so many things in that route. It manages to do what I believe is a very good, stable timing.
Actually, yes.
The seeds are planted before. There's at least 2 dialogue segments where they talk about the magical properties of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And where in Ria's route, I think 2 episodes before, where they mention, I wonder who threw it, I wish we could thank them.
Yeah.
And you and I joked that, what if Boral Koche just dropped it or something? But, because you even said, I bet we're gonna figure out who did it.
Which we did.
We did.
It was a gift to themselves, yeah.
And that's such a cool thing, a cool payoff.
Yeah.
And, the Ria story is always gonna have a sad ending. That's always how it will end. But I they do, the kind of reincarnation thing.
But you know what that also means, though?
Yeah.
That means that Sylvie's route is the true ending, when you really stop and think about it, because Ria's route will always reset the timeline. Because they always return the ring to the lake. Or not the ring, the golden Loveriche emblem to the lake.
Yeah. Well, it makes me wonder, wait, hold on. Okay, so there is the original, they took the Loveriche emblem from the lake.
Right.
Sylvie turns it in and gets the toy that she will turn into a Kyoro-chan.
Yes.
Between the 2 of them, they collect, between Ouro and Ria, they collect 5 silver emblems.
During her route, they collect
Correct.
5.
And he gives them and those are the ones that he gives to her mother at the funeral.
Yes.
And Sylvie pulled a gold one.
Right.
Which then is thrown back into the lake, and that's how the timeline works.
Right.
So, in theory, I guess in any timeline where the 3 of them are together and buy a thing, Sylvie will pull it, and after Ria's funeral, he will throw it in the lake.
But the only timeline where we actually see that occur is Ria's timeline.
Correct. But it would have to happen in Sylvie's timeline, or else he would never get it to begin with. They would never...
But they never even... The 3 of them never even go to the shop together in her timeline.
Not yet. They might. Because otherwise they would never meet. I mean, they would meet, but he would never give the thing to Sylvie, and there would be no Kyoro-chan.
No, but... You're assuming that it's only an infinite loop on Ria's route.
Yeah,
all of the other routes end the loop.
That's true.
Because they never go to the store, obviously with Reina's route. It never happens.
Yeah,
because they just end up they have kids together, and that's pretty much the end of it. He just becomes a civil servant.
By the way, somehow that makes every other route seem like a bad ending.
Kind of.
The 2 routes, where he and Sylvie get together and have a kid, and that kid is the reincarnation
of Ria.
Those are the good. Those are the good endings.
Yeah, that's basically true. Which it points back to basically Sylvie's ending ends up being the true ending of the story, because otherwise it just becomes a cycle.
Which I'm fine with. That's perfectly fine if it's just an infinite loop.
I can understand though why that would annoy people. Especially if Ria is a lot of people's best girl, and her route is the big one it all leads to, then it would be very, very... And I mean, I say that firmly saying that Ria is best girl, in my opinion.
There's no doubt in my mind that she is. There's no debate for me.
But it basically is a situation where her route is doomed to restart the cycle. But I guess the one positive to it is, if you look at it as it is a case of reincarnation where Ria comes back, and Hopefully she comes back as Maria. She doesn't have any of the health issues, but she still has the stellar singing ability. She still has...
she still has the same friends that she loved. They're just her parents.
They're just her parents, yeah. And you see, she doesn't have the tumultuous relationship with her mother like Ria did. She doesn't have her father pass away like Ria did. So it ends up being kind of, when you think about it, the best possible outcome for everyone. Even though it is super sad in the process.
Yeah, it's real sad. And it's such an interesting thing that, like, a game that literally is, I think, marketed and sold on the basis, at least to me and everyone that I've seen, like, even in the comments, of like, oh, hey, look, there's 4 blonde waifus. And then, like, in our last episode, it's just like, so how does this timeline work? Is there an infinite loop? It's like, wait.
It gets real complicated real fast.
It's like, it's such a good payoff of this game.
It is. Well, and I can also kind of understand the frustration because they don't even show Ria's funeral or anything like that at the end of Sylvie's route, even once you've unlocked the true ending.
Yeah.
That's kind of a bummer.
That would be rough no matter what, though. Like, just,
And I mean, I'm sure it hits them differently. Well, this ended up being a shorter episode, which isn't super surprising.
Yeah.
So I suppose from here, what we'll be doing is going on to the fan disc next. Which, if I recall correctly, I believe there is a common route to that as well. But I don't know if it unlocks the other routes. Like, we have to go through that common route and then it unlocks other stuff. Or what the deal is. We did get a request to do Mina's route first and end with Jogasaki. Don't know how you feel about that.
You know what? We're putting off Jogasaki for a little longer. That's fine by me, you know?
Oh, I'm so eager to see. We're going to be finishing on a really interesting note with how you feel about her. I'm telling you.
That does also make sense because every character from this game and also Jogasaki have like a very short other route.
They have the appended routes, yeah.
Yeah. And that Jogasaki one is only accessible in the 18 plus patch.
Oh, that's right. So we'll have to install that, won't we?
Yeah. So after her route, when we go through her appended ending, that will be the last thing we do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'll be interesting for everybody then, won't it? Because I guess we'll just have to go right into it with that already installed, so...
Yep.
Our editor is going to have a fun time with that.
Well, you know, at least we've got some time. We've got 2 full routes until then.
And those appended routes too. So.
Oh right, and also isn't there a full Maria Bishop route?
Yes, there is.
So we got 3 routes and some appendeds.
Yep.
Appendices?
I don't know. I just hope they don't blow up on us.
No.
Well, we hope you all enjoyed us wrapping up Kinkoi, for now anyway. And we hope to see you as we start into the fan disc. For now, we are the Bridge Boys, signing off.